Since when is she saying that? That's the first time that's happened, I'll tell you. All right. Welcome to the Bulletproof Podcast. I hope you're having a blessed day today. In this episode, I was having a discovery call with a client, with a prospect yesterday. I'm grateful that they want to go ahead and work with me. They trust in me enough. And one of them was saying this, that, I basically asked the question, something along the lines of, what's leading up to this? What is causing you to use this? And the example this last weekend, Champions League final was on, and he was watching the game, and then eventually just went into this place where, you know what, I'll just get a bag. I'll just get a bag. So why not? And this is the episode point. The point is that what are these questions and statements and sentences that addicts say to themselves that convince themselves to go use? I know personally 4 or 5 that I hear on a regular basis. But I've also got AI to draft up about 15 of them, 20 of them, 30 of them. Too much of them and too overwhelming. Maybe I should know these off by heart. But the key takeaway is going to be when not when I share them. The key takeaway is going to be wrapped up at the end with this. It's not going to be a long video. But with that being said, I'm Gary. I go by Gary the Expert. I'm a 2-time author, 1-time best-selling author. I also have an app on the App Store called Bulletproof Recovery. If you are listening on YouTube or watching, this isn't a watching episode. This is a listening episode. So go out for a walk, go for a hike, take a chill pill. And I'm doing an amateur recording with the window in the background here and my lighting. But it's all good. All right. So these sentences, I'll give you the ones that I know off by heart 100%. All right. We'll get to the end and I'll wrap this whole thing up with a very important lesson. So the first one is that fuck it. Excuse my language, but that's it. That is the sentence where it comes time, and then fuck it. Let's get it. Let's do it. And then the commitment, then the change, then the instant we're gonna go do it. All right. So if I just look at that one a little bit more with you, fuck it means that something, point, now change. All the addict then remembers a week later is that moment of fuck it. If I was to ask them what was in the moments before the moment of fuck it, they'd say they don't know. And I know this. They literally say they don't know. There was nothing building up, Gary. There was no trouble. There was no trauma. There was no frustration. It just like, the game was on. Fuck it. But if you look at a fuck it moment must entail some sort of things that makes you get to a place where you say fuck it. So it can't just have a fuck it without a build-up of some things, right? That wouldn't make any logical sense. Wouldn't make any comprehending in any way, shape, or form. You must have stress, relief, trauma, shame, guilt, frustration, pain, suffering. Fuck it. Fuck it. You leave then and then you go make the decision to go get the bag because you've had enough of whatever's been going on. Subtle stressors, they're not like stresses where your adrenaline's pumping, your body's shaking with fear and doubt, and nothing like that. It's just this subtle little lally feeling in the background of your mind. Oh, I don't like this. This isn't so fun. I don't like thinking about that thought. I don't like. Fuck it. I go use. All right. And no. Next one on the list is this idea of I'll stop. I'll stop at the end of this weekend. All right. Sorry, I'll go into that one in a second, but I'll get away with it this time. I'll get away with it this time. Oh man, you should. If you paid me a penny for every time I hear that, I'd say, your goodness gracious, I would honestly have around 150 pennies. So that's how much times I've heard it. 150 times, I'd say. I can get away with it this time is so infamous. This person on the prospecting call, this consultation this last weekend, literally said that he said that to himself every time, and he's never got away with it. And I know he's never got away with it. Not like I know him all of his life. I just know the patterns that their partner always knows, their friends always knows, you always know. You always know. So you can't get away from yourself. You know, and you get away with it this time. In fact, like let's say that next weekend is the last time that you quote unquote get away with it. That's still going to be the last time that you ever used. So like it's a big day that you ain't going to get away with it because you know that was the last day you've ever used. If that was the last day you've ever used. So no one is ever getting away with this in any way, shape, or form. And that's a quote from Jordan Peterson, which is fantastic. And I find it's very, very, very revealing and helpful. is that nobody gets away with anything. He's never seen anyone get away with anything. You might say, well, look, I've got away with tons of stuff, but you haven't, because you are the one who knows that you haven't got away with it. And again, that matters. Again, for you, you say I got away with it, but there's still an element of you there in that situation where you haven't got away with it. So getting away with it is fascinating, and it's definitely something that I've heard probably the most of all. I'll get away with it. Again, you haven't got away with it. Another time, and another time, and another time, and another time. All right, another one is I'll stop after this weekend. This is the only weekend. This is the last time. Are you kidding me? This is the last time. Are you sure? Right, these are all kind of related to cocaine in some way. Next one's going to be on gambling, and then I'll go into the AI, what it has. You'll stop at the end of the weekend. How much times have you said that? How much times have you said that before the weekend starts, and then how much times have you said it after the weekend ends? How much times have you said you're not going to do it again this weekend, on Monday, on Tuesday, and then on Friday you're going to say this last time? Rinse and repeat. Clockwork. And I'm going to tell you again what the surprise, what the catch, what the loophole is, what the paradox is at the end of this episode that I started off with the saying. All right? You constantly feeding yourself this crap. This is going to be the last time. All right? So the last one is around gambling that I have off the top of my mind, which is that I'll win it back. I'll win it back. I'll win it back is absolutely hilarious. Gambling for me is, I'm actually really helpful. I'm really actually glad that I've got so much pain, I would say resentment, pain, frustration, hurt when it comes to gambling, because I've been scared. I've got some arrows in the back of my back right now from gambling, and it hurts badly. But that's the point of it, and that's very useful for me for my next times of gambling. That's why I don't gamble. When I say I don't gamble, I do gamble, but I gamble very low stakes. I play poker, €2, and my friends call me a Jew because I don't want to spend any more than €2 when I gamble. And I don't gamble on the weekends every football. I don't gamble on the roulettes. I don't gamble on the slots, which this client, this prospect, does. But the point is, where you say you win it back, such a lie. You can, but the odds are 99 to 1. Imagine I had 99 cups lined up right in front of you. I had 99 cups lined up right in front of you, and I says you have to choose the one with the ball underneath it, and your life was on the line. Would you do it? 99 to 1, 9 to 1. Would you do it at 9 to 1? If I had 9 cups lined up, one of them has a ball underneath it, and I'm gonna murder if you don't get it right, would you do it? And then the rationalizing mind comes in. Well, it's only €5, Gary. It's only €10. It's only €20. It's only €50. And that's where you're losing. That's what the gambling companies want you to think. All right, so there's the ones I know off by heart. And by the way, the last time I gambled, I had that same philosophy. In terms of, when I say gamble, I mean risk. When I say risk, I mean put all the chips down. When I went all in, metaphorically. And I won like €500-600. And then I started roulette because I wanted to get up to €1,000, and there's maybe another one. You know, I'll stop when I get to. Right, there's a famous one. There's another one. I'll stop when I get to. So you get up to 1,000. That would be a philosophy. So then you go down to like 300, and you go down to 200. And like, I wanted to get up to 1,000. What am I saying these lies to myself again? And then what happens? Well, at least in this instance, I went for a big bet. The big bet was like €200 on a football accumulator with 3 themes, because that's like a 2.5 to 1. I'll just win my money back. There's another one. I'm down now. I'll just get my money back. Had a friend when we were playing poker recently says, yeah, don't throw bad money after good. Or do the way around. Don't throw bad money after good. Don't throw good money after bad. One or the other. It's kind of a, if you're gambling €20, gamble €20. Don't gamble 40 to try to get the 20 back. All right. The point being that I won that money there, and I got my money back to where I started from that like €500-600 that I said, and that scared me to death, because I was telling myself all these lies, and all those lies made me believe that I could get up to 1,000. And then when I'm down, I'll never do it again. Oh, this is the last time. This is the last time. There's another one. This is the last time that I'll do this. What a lie. So all of these are rinse and repeat patterns that we know playing out. So let me call out some more that AI's got, and I'll run through them. All right. So when it comes to all right, so universal ones, just this once. I'll start tomorrow. I've been good. I've earned it. I deserve it. Fuck it. What's the point? I'll never get another chance like this. I can stop whenever I want. That proves that I'm not an addict, which therefore they never actually did stop. They just said that. One won't hurt. Nobody will know. I can handle it. I'm different. It's different now. It's just a little. I'm in control. I'm too stressed to deal with this right now. Life's short. They're all generic one and overarching ones. Cocaine. I'll stop at midnight. Uh, I'll be grand for Monday. Right. It's just a match. It's just a match. It's just with the lads. Gambling. There's a few more that coke, but I didn't mention them. Gambling. I can win it back. It's due a win. The odds are in my favor. Right. Classic one. This is a system. It's a tip that I got. It's only €50. When it's gone, it's gone. It's only 50. It's not really gambling. It's an investment. It's skill. That would be one that I said when I was much younger. Porn. It's not hurting anyone. It's just me. Nobody's watching. It's normal. It's 5 minutes. I'll delete the apps after this. It's better than cheating or going out. All right. Weed. It's natural. It's not even a real drug. It's plant. It takes the edge off. It helps me sleep. It's not hard stuff. It's not coke. I'm only smoking in the evening. That's fine. I'm functioning with it. It helps me. Alcohol, I'll just have one or a couple or two. It'd be rude not to. I can't celebrate, commiserate, socializing without it. I can't do anything without it. I only drink on the weekend. It's not as bad as John down the road. I need it. I need it to wind down after work. I'll switch the points. I won't do shorts. It's a tough day. I earned it. I drank yesterday, so I'm fine. One won't matter. All right, so there's just an unbelievable amount of conceptions and lies and deceptions that we're saying to ourselves. And again, what's that big conclusion, that big wrap up, that big thought that I was saying? And again, I might go a little bit woo-woo here on you, but this is the reality here. Those aren't your thoughts. And you say, well, they are my thoughts, Gary, because I'm saying them to myself. I'm saying I deserve it. I'm saying to myself, it's just one more. But they're not your thoughts. Thoughts aren't your thoughts. You're grabbing onto those thoughts and believing them like you. I had a fear of skydiving that the parachute won't open, and I hear this in my mind. That thought crossed my mind. Doesn't mean it's mine. I grabbed onto the thought. Now I'm instilled with the fear of the parachute isn't going to open. Doesn't mean it's my thought. I've grabbed onto that thought and I've made it mine, but I wasn't even born before parachutes. So the parachute not opening is a fear way before me. You think that before you were born, they would think Al Pacino in the 1970s, 80s. When they were taking the drugs, you think that they weren't thinking that, I'll be able to control it. You think that they weren't saying to themselves that it's just one. They're not your thoughts. The gambling, I can win it back. You think you're the only person who's thought of, I can win it back. So the point being, they're not your thoughts, but once you associate and grab onto them and hear it and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now it's mine. The gambling company wants you to think about that. The porn company wants you to think about that. Yeah, the drug dealer, the drugs wants you to think those things that you have it under control. Because when you have it under control in your mind, first of all, you're deluded. Second of all, you're going to buy more. Nothing wrong with being deluded. I believe everyone's deluded. But once you're in the sphere of gambling, your mind's absolutely rotten. Once you're in the sphere of drugs, your mind is absolutely rotten. Now, what I mean by rotten is just that it's pure delusion and you keep rationalizing why this is a good idea and why I should do more. Our brain works with basically outcome oriented. So let's say on a Friday night, you say, you don't want to get a bag, you don't want to get a bag, you don't want to get a bag. And then you say, well, what if I did get a bag? Now your brain starts creating rationalizations towards why you should. Your brain doesn't create rationalizations in general. It creates rationalizations towards an outcome. So it's outcome dependent. You think I'll get a bag, and then your brain starts creating why it's a great idea for you to get a bag. Why you should gamble. Because you have got this house, because you got the mortgage, because you got this, because those things, the same sentence in the inverse. You should gamble because you're getting a mortgage and this will help you get more money. The same logic of the other outcome of where you aren't going to gamble because you have a mortgage, and that also supports it as well. Outcome dependent. Your brain then starts rationalizing towards that outcome. So if you're thinking about a bag, you're almost 50% of the way screwed. The best thing you can do is not engage. Like, I would ask you this. Well, this would be my last question towards you. What do you think of heroin? Would you go use heroin this weekend? Do you have any urges for heroin this weekend? The likelihood is you don't even entertain it. You don't even go back past the second thought. You just sit there and go, this is ridiculous. Are you serious, Gary? But when I say your addiction, Coke, you're like, well, look, I had a good time last weekend, and actually, I don't want to do it again because it just ruins my finances. Look at the monologue when it comes to Coke. When I talk about heroin, you're like, yeah, all right, Gary, yeah, now you've lost me. You're ridiculous. The reality is still the same. You can do that, and you should do that with your substance and your addiction. You shouldn't even entertain or enter the gates of fairyland, and therefore you're not going to have the urges. The more time you spend in that field, the more time you're going to be contemplating, questioning, querying, and maybe in this and that. The less time you spend in it, the better. What do I mean by that? You don't care about some other person in a different country. You don't care about them. You don't care about some hobby in a different country. You don't even care about other hobbies apart from your own hobbies because they're dormant fields in your mind. You don't look at those fields. Come out of the field. Don't engage in any narrative. Questioning, querying. Keep coming out of the field, and then eventually you're not going to be entertaining the field anymore. Very simplistic answer. All right. But with that being said, have a beautiful, blessed day. Hope you're beautiful and blessed. But you are beautiful and blessed, regardless of how you look. And if you think you're not blessed, you are. I look forward to seeing you next episode. Hit the subscribe button. Give a rating on the podcast if you're listening to the podcast. With that being said, I love you and leave you. And check out the app, Bulletproof Recovery app. Check out my books there that they're listed. And I look forward to seeing you next one. See you.